I'm almost 55 years old and training to run the London Marathon in a few months, and it's time to face reality. I'm just not as fast as I used to be. My easy pace is slower than last year. My tempo runs feel harder. I've got 12 weeks left, and yeah, there's time to build some speed, but the math ain't mathin' right now. So today I'm processing this out loud. What it means to chase a time goal when your body might be tapping the brakes. How to hold space for both disappointment and gratitude. And then I'm going to tell you the 3 specific things I'm doing about it over the next 12 weeks, because I haven't given up yet. I'm just being honest about where I am right now. Let's talk about it. First, let me be really honest with you about what's happening right now. I'm in week 12 of a 24-week training cycle for London. And every single run lately, I finish and I look at my watch, and I'm slower than I was last year. Noticeably slower. And it's messing with my head. I'm doing everything right. I'm hitting every workout, I'm being consistent, I'm managing my Achilles, which I talked about in last week's video. But the clock doesn't care about effort. It just shows me the number. And I've got this goal I've been chasing for years, to finish a marathon in under 5 hours. I finished a half in under 2, but that sub 5-hour full has eluded me. I've gotten closer with each attempt, but, well, I've built my entire training plan around that goal. But right now, based on where my fitness is today, that goal might be out of reach. To break 5 hours, I need to average about 11.5 minutes per mile for 26 miles. And right now, my training tells me that I'm close to a minute per mile slower than I need to be, which means I either need to get significantly faster over the next 12 weeks, or I need to come to terms with a different reality. Now, I've got time. 12 weeks is enough to see improvements. Maybe I'll figure something out. Maybe my body will adapt differently than I expect. Maybe I'll surprise myself. Or maybe I won't. I'm not scared of missing my goal. I mean, I'll love London no matter what time is on that clock. Running through the streets of that city for my first world major with my wife cheering me along the course, that's going to be incredible regardless. But accepting that I'm slower at this age, when I've worked this hard, when I've been so disciplined with my training, that's tougher than I expected. Because it's not really about the number on the clock, is it? Here's where it gets complicated. When I think about London, I have 2 completely different emotional reactions happening at the same time. On one hand, I'm so grateful I get to run this race. Like, how lucky am I? But on the other hand, I wanted to prove something to myself. I wanted to prove that at 55, I could finally hit that milestone, that I wasn't just declining gracefully, that all this training, the dedication, the early mornings, they meant something measurable. And right now, the data is telling me that I might not get that proof. Now, here's the thing. Both of these feelings are true. I can be grateful and disappointed. I can be excited for London and frustrated with my pace. But what I'm realizing is this. The disappointment isn't really about the clock. It's about comparing myself to a ghost. Last year, Brian is this person I'm chasing. And last year, Brian was faster. And somehow in my head, that means current Brian is, what, failing? Losing? Getting old? That's the trap, right? I'm not slower because I'm doing something wrong. I'm not slower because I'm lazy or because I'm not trying hard enough. I'm slower because I'm almost 55. And that's different than 45, which was different than 35. And if you're training for a marathon right now, or any race for that matter, and you're feeling this same tension between gratitude and disappointment, you're not failing either. Your body changing doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means you're human. So here's what I'm not doing. I'm not giving up on sub 5. Not yet. Over the next 12 weeks, I'm implementing 3 specific changes to see if I can claw back some speed. Change number 1, adding strides to my easy runs. In addition to my weekly speed workout, after each easy run, I'm adding 6 to 8 strides, short, controlled bursts of faster running, not sprinting. Just reminding my legs what turnover feels like, especially when they're tired. The idea is that I might have lost some neuromuscular efficiency. I've been so focused on building volume and staying healthy that I haven't been practicing fast as much as I used to. Strides are low risk, high reward for that. Change number 2, adjusting my tempo run targets. Instead of trying to hit last year's tempo pace and feeling defeated when I can't, I'm meeting my body where it is right now. My tempo runs are going to be at my current fitness level, which, as I said, is slower than I want it to be. But here's the key. I'm going to try to make progressive improvements, maybe 5 to 10 seconds per mile faster every 2 to 3 weeks. Small incremental gains instead of trying to jump back to last year's speed overnight. Change number 3, sleep tracking. I've been pretty casual about my sleep. I get to bed late, I wake up tired, I tell myself, it's fine. But recovery is where adaptation happens. If I'm not sleeping well, I'm not recovering from my workouts, and I'm not getting faster, period. So I'm tracking it now, holding myself accountable to 7.5 to 8 hours minimum. Now, will all of this make a difference? I genuinely don't know. Maybe these adjustments unlock something and I start seeing real improvements. Maybe I figure out that my body at 54 needed a different formula than it did at 53. Or maybe my body is just telling me that this is what 54 looks like, and no amount of strides or sleep tracking is going to turn back the clock. But either way, I'm taking you along for the ride, because this process is teaching me something, and I want to share it with you too. You can be the best runner you've ever been, and slower than you were 5 years ago. Think about that. I'm smarter about pacing now. I'm better at nutrition. I understand recovery in a way I didn't when I was younger. I'm strategically better, but I'm also biologically slower. And that's the midlife runner paradox nobody really prepares you for. You gain wisdom, you lose speed, and you have to figure out how to define success in that gap. So here's what I'm reframing. My primary goal for London: finish healthy, enjoy every mile, soak in the experience of running in a race I've dreamed about for years. My secondary goal: sub 5, if my body cooperates with these adjustments over the next 12 weeks. And the goal I'm not setting anymore: prove I'm still as fast as I used to be. Because that goal, that one's a trap. That goal keeps me comparing myself to the ghost of who I used to be instead of celebrating the runner I am now. And honestly, the runner I am right now is pretty resilient. He's managing an Achilles issue, he's showing up for every workout, he's being honest about his doubts instead of pretending everything's perfect. And that guy, I'm proud of him, even if he's not as fast as he used to be. So that's where I am, halfway through my London Marathon training, slower than I want to be, trying some things to see if I can improve, and being honest about the fact that I might not hit my time goal. I'll check back in with you down the road and let you know what's working or what's not. Maybe I'll have good news. Maybe I will have adjusted my expectations. Either way, I'll tell you the truth. Now here's my question for you. Are you chasing a time goal right now? Drop it in the comments. Tell me what you're training for and what time you're chasing. And then tell me the truth. Are you where you want to be? Or are you, like me, facing the gap between the goal and the current reality? Because I think we need to normalize saying, I'm slower than I want to be, but I'm still showing up. That's not failure. That's just midlife running. Thanks for watching and letting me process this out loud. If you want to follow along on my journey, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss an update. I'm Brian, and I'll see you in the next video.